All right, guys, what's going down, man? This is your boy, DJ Just J with Just Dimes ENT, and I am your humble host of The Soto You Dig. I'd like to welcome you guys here for a third shift show. We're going to get it in today. You guys let me know if you can hear my voice. Are we live? Are we in the building? What's going on? I got an update story for you guys. So hopefully you guys are ready to have a good show. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure whenever you come into the show, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up. That's the first thing I'm going to make sure that you guys do. If you would, please do me a favor, hit that thumbs up. It lets other people know that we are live, and also it helps share the show. And you can also hit that share button and share it with a friend. Make sure you tell someone else, bring them into the show. One of the ways that you can always show support for the show is hit the PayPal button, which is paypal.me/DJJustJOK. Or if you want to show some long-term support for the show, then you can always hit the Patreon on the other side, which is patreon.com/DJJustJOK. If you want to send me a story, if you want to ask me a question or anything like that, I'm always available. Hit that email address, thesotoudyoudig@gmail.com. For the new people that come in, when you come in, make sure to say hi in the chat, because I got some people that I sent this video to, so I want to make sure that they get in. So shout out to my brother and my friend, my brother Dante. Also shout out to my sister Carlin, and also shout out to my sister Relisha. So I'm looking forward, hopefully they can get in here, and I'm gonna send them a message and let them know that we are live. So shout out to the people in the chat. I'm gonna give you guys a shout out, but I got some special music that I want to play for you guys, because my sister Relisha has some music out, and I want to make sure that you guys get a chance to hear it. What time is it where I am? It is 1:07 a.m. Central Standard Time. Say hi in the chat. Boom. All right. So what we're going to do here, guys, is we're going to say what's up to everybody in the chat. Then we're going to move to the music section of the show, and then we're going to go ahead and talk about the show. So for everybody that does not know, I actually reported on this lady recently, which was, I did this story on her originally May 22nd of 2018. So if you guys want to scroll back into the You Dig and watch the original story, I thought I did a pretty good job kind of exposing what actually happened with this doctor. But she was facing several lawsuits behind her acting a damn fool inside of the operating room, operating on people in a way that I don't think is I wouldn't want my doctor operating on me acting like this, right? But we actually got almost 6,000 views on that video, which was pretty good. So if you guys want to tune in to this one, that would be awesome. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up. Good. Okay, she saw it. What it is this lady that you guys see on the screen, which is that character right there. Her name is, what's up, Decoby and the rest of you guys, man. Y'all got to get here a little bit early so I can give everybody y'all shout outs, because we're going to go ahead and move on with the show. But her name is Dr. Windell Boutte, believe it or not. She does surgery on booties, and her name is Boutte. It's kind of weird, but her name is spelled W-I-N-D-E-L-L, Windell Boutte, which is spelled B-O-U-T-T-E. That's her name. And what it is she actually does cosmetic surgery. From what I understand, I don't think she's actually like a licensed surgeon, but she does cosmetic surgery, right? So what it is I recently did a story on her, and I did that story back in May 22nd of 2018. And like I said, we got about almost 6,000 views on that video. So the video did pretty good. And originally what I did was I exposed the fact that, number one, this lady thought it was cute. The way that she wants to advertise her business with her doing cosmetic surgery was to come up with these creative dances that she thought, you know, wasn't harmful. It was innocent fun. And what it was while she had somebody getting cosmetic surgery on the table, she would film them on the table with their, you know, with their gown on, laying face down. Usually they are sedated, don't really know what's going on, because they're getting ready to get cut on. They're getting ready to get plastic surgery, whether they're getting, you know, butt surgery or breast surgery or cutting, you know, like cutting off, what do they call that? I forget what the surgery it is that they call that whenever they have to suck the fat out of you and all of that stuff. Liposuction, that's what I'm trying to say. But either way it goes, you are basically going under the knife. It is a very dangerous thing. I've always told women this, like, if you don't like your looks, work out, get a better diet, take your health serious, because believe it or not, the majority of the things that kill the black community, especially our sisters, the #1 killer of black women is health issues. Your health, heart disease, bad health, bad eating habits. Believe it or not, that is what actually plagues our community. For black men, I think it's more like I think murder is our #1 killer. And most of that is happening because we're murdering each other. But the killer of black women is their bad health. Just bad choices in health. So the thing is what we have to do if we are going to live in this life and we want to limit the things that are doing us harm, then what we have to do is we have to, obesity, thank you. We have to eliminate the things that are causing us to limit our numbers and to limit our days on this earth. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, what people are doing is they're finding shortcuts around this. What they are doing is they think that they're making themselves healthier, look better, be more attractive by going out and paying for these thousands and thousands of dollars of surgery. So in videos posted online, Dr. Windell Davis Boutte actually, is dancing as a what they refer to as a dermatologist and a singing surgeon. So what she does is she mugs for the camera and raps, and with unconscious patients inches away, cutting and cutting in the same rhythmic in the same rhythmic moment. So what that means is when she's doing stuff like singing songs, she's cutting and singing and cutting, and just it bothers me, man, because it's just I'm already like squeamish about surgery as it is, but then to hear that somebody is not focused on what they're doing is just beyond me. Let me see. She said Jay is she's using her husband's last name, and yep, yes, she is. She is absolutely. And I would have to say, Beverly, I think her husband is condoning this. I'm sorry, I couldn't have no wife sitting here acting an ass and doing surgery on people and making videos and trying to like, I don't really know what she's doing. I don't know if she's trying to like be funny. I don't know if she's trying to like just get like something of a buzz to advertise her business. I don't know, but you'll hear it here in a minute. So anyway, at least several of her patients have actually sued her. So she has multiple lawsuits on her hand. I think 4 or 5 of them have already been settled, and she has a number of other ones that are actually on the table right now because they are accusing her of negligence, clearly. So to prove it, they have the scars or worse. So they said, OJ Libbert said, when I first saw the videos, I was completely shocked. They said, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself here. OJ Libbert, who I think might be her, here we go. His mother, her name is Isilma Cornelius, went in for liposuction in 2016, and he doesn't know if the doctor was dancing during her procedure, but in Dr. Boutte's operating room, the 54-year-old woman who was getting liposuction because she was getting ready to get married, and she was, I think she was like finishing college and getting ready to get married or something like that. I don't know. But at age 54, nonetheless, she was getting married, and so she went in for liposuction when she went into cardiac arrest, and she suffered permanent brain damage. And I don't know if I want to show you guys that video again because it damn near got me flagged down. So just use your imagination what it's like to try to care for a person that has suffered cardiac arrest and has permanent brain damage from it. It's not pretty. And he says after seeing the videos, he didn't think the focus was on the patient. He said, quote, "My mother's future is mainly bed rest, wheelchair sitting," Libbert said. Davis Boutte has settled with at least 4 malpractice lawsuits, including the Cornelius family for an undisclosed amount, which I would love to find out what that was. But even this week, she insisted that she did absolutely nothing wrong. Georgia's Composite Medical Board disagreed. This week, it suspended Davis Boutte's medical license. It called her a, quote, threat to public safety and said that she failed to conform to minimal standards in the cases of 7 patients, including Isilma Cornelius. It just seems that there's a lot of arrogance for her to say, "I did nothing wrong," Libbert said. Paramedics were called when Cornelius went into cardiac arrest in Davis Boutte's walk-in clinic. Court documents say that there was no elevator big enough for the stretcher, so she had to be carried down the stairs into the ambulance. So let me paint a picture for you guys if y'all don't mind. She was literally going into cardiac arrest while she was still split open. Okay? She was still split open. So they called the ambulance and called 911 and said, hey, y'all need to come pick her up. They couldn't get the stretcher up there, up the elevator. So what they had to do was they had to wait for her to sew up this patient's body. Sew her up. Then physically pick her up. A team of people had to pick her up and carry her down the damn stairs to the ambulance. So imagine how much time that takes. I think they say it took 30 to 45 minutes to sew her up while she's in cardiac arrest, take her down the stairs, all the while she's going through this, getting no treatment, getting her in the ambulance, and then finally starting to get her treatment going, which is just beyond me. But that woman is in bad shape. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start off with the video and I'm going to show you guys the updated news story. But before I do that, I have to give you guys the fair usage statement. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. Exactly. Thank you very much, Just Jay. And yes, a walk-in clinic, Jason Gunn. And on top of that, she's not a goddamn surgeon. She is a dermatologist. But you guys got to see this bullcrap, man. Here we go. Watch this.
Good evening, I'm Ashley Banfield, and welcome to the second hour of Crime and Justice. And a big day of bad news for the singing, dancing surgeon who's been advertising her tummy tucks and her butt lifts with a series of homemade music videos that make for YouTube gold. But they probably won't bring Dr. Windell Boutte any more clients, at least for a little while, because her medical license was just suspended. This all coming on the same day as her much-anticipated interview airing exclusively on this network. The chance that she got to finally address those videos, as well as the malpractice lawsuits filed against her, because she's accused of botching procedures. One woman even saying that she was disfigured, another allegedly saying she was brain damaged by the procedure, and yet a third patient saying she was hospitalized with a punctured lung just last week. But Dr. Boutte is also accused of exposing her patients in a different way, both with deviating from normal operating room protocols and literally exposing them, exposing their nakedness as she posted the videos online without all these blurry parts that we've added. Adding to that, some patients say she filmed them without their consent.
The dermatologist who recorded videos of herself singing and dancing during surgical procedures.
This is Atlanta dermatologist Windell Boutte.
Dancing doctor is more focused.
Man, this is crazy. So you guys are actually getting a chance to watch what a lot of us have already seen. We got about 86 people watching. Do me a favor. If you guys are watching the show, if you haven't hit the thumbs up, please hit the thumbs up. Very simple thing to do, okay? We haven't got any donations, so like I say, the simple thing to do, if you want to show support, just hit the thumbs up. It'll let more people know that we're live, okay? Thanks.
Focused on singing and dancing than doing a proper procedure. She's losing focus. Now you have numerous complaints against her.
Patients claim that they suffered infections or disfigurement or even brain damage.
Got 3 big booties I could make. Yeah.
Now, what's crazy about it, let me see, who said that? Neptune's fan said, didn't know that she filmed them people naked. Yes, absolutely. And what it was in order to even put the videos up, they had to be blurred out a little bit. So what you guys are looking at is an even more blurred out version. So it wasn't nearly this blurred out. Absolutely insane, man.
Tonight, Dr. Boutte is speaking out, saying the videos actually started with a patient.
So what it is, what you guys are getting ready to look at, is they're actually questioning her. This isn't like a legal thing. What it is just basically like an interview expose, and they're just going to ask her the obvious questions. So here we go. We got 90 people watching. Keep hitting that thumbs up. Let me know how many thumbs up we got, if my moderators would, please.
Patient had the idea, and that everyone in them consented to being in them.
Had I had the forethought and the foresight that an entity could take those innocent, consented, educational and celebratory videos, misconstrue them, edit and fabricate the context, and use it for negative agendas, I would not have done it. The patients and I know the context.
I want to bring in my panel, HLN host Mike Galanos, who sat down.
Let me preface this for y'all real quick. Just so y'all know, the woman that suffered permanent brain damage, her son is the one in the yellow. All right? Now, he definitely has a little sweet low in his bloodline, but I'm being funny, but you know, no pun intended. But yeah, I just want to let y'all know that's her son. Nothing wrong with him, and nothing wrong with if that's what he do. But you know, you can definitely tell when a brother's a little on the sweet side, right? But he's going to end up speaking out, and he's been the one speaking out on her behalf because clearly, if she got brain damage, she can't talk. But here we go.
And with Dr. Boutte for that incredible exclusive interview. Also, Susan Witt is the attorney for some of Dr. Boutte's patients who are not happy with her work. O.J. Liebert claims that his mother was left brain damaged after a procedure at Dr. Boutte's office. And board-certified plastic surgeon Dr. John Turk is here in New York. And defense attorney William Bruzzo joins me as well. So, Michael Galanos, I'd like to begin with you. That last comment from Dr. Boutte, that she would never have done any of this, if she had thought that negative entities, I'm assuming she thinks us, would have taken these videos and edited them. And I just want to be very clear. We edited them to cover up the nudity of the patients lying, what appeared to be sedated, on the operating table. We did not edit them other than the way she presents them on Flipagram and in other videos from YouTube, etc. What was her demeanor like when you spent that hour and a half with her?
You know, she wanted to tell her side of the story, so she was confident. She had an attorney with her. Her son was with her. She tried to defend herself at every turn. And to that point, Ashley, I asked her about that toward the end. I thought back, it's like, okay, as you're wrapping up an interview like this, who are these negative entities, people with negative agendas? And she really didn't answer. We had like an awkward stare down almost for a moment.
And those stare downs are very, very awkward. Jason Gunn says she's not a doctor at a hospital or in a group. No one is paying her while she's suspended. She's a dermatologist. She's nowhere close to a surgeon. Nowhere close. She's a dermatologist that is able to do certain things. But I think that, like I say, once this is all said and done, they're gonna find they should throw her under the bus. But let me keep going.
And I'm not sure if she was talking about potential media, potential former patients. It was an interesting exchange in the midst of all. That's one where she really did not have an answer. But to your point about these videos, and it's where we start, and that's why I said, Doctor, you are known as the dancing doctor. Now
I want you guys to pay attention. Going for, hey, what's up, Unique Laura? And sorry about that earlier, man. That was my son. And I don't know what the hell was on his mind, but Unique Laura, I'm sorry about you getting timed out. So I had to give you a wrench, man, to make sure he didn't time you out no more. So that's my bad. But here we go. I want you guys to pay attention to if she actually answers questions. Pay attention to how she answers questions. Here we go. 97 people watching. Keep hitting that thumbs up for me, guys. Please, please hit that thumbs up when y'all come in, okay?
Now you have numerous complaints. So the obvious equation is you could be reckless. And she said, no, everybody consented. It was a safe, controlled environment.
Beverly, I think what it is, she said, can she do surgery? She's allowed to do certain things. She's basically riding the fence. She's riding a very, very thin line a very, very thin line. So I think she's doing more than what she's actually licensed to do. But here we go.
Through all of this, but we know at least 4 have said, no, I did not consent, and I'm horrified to see what I see on video. So it was a real back and forth. It's one where you remain focused as an interviewer. You try and hit her at every turn, and she tried to beat back at every turn. Ashley?
Well, let's let LaToya Redo do some of that beating back. She was on this program last night. She was a patient of Dr. Boutte. And I asked her the very question you and I are just talking about right now. Did she consent to being on that table? Because she found herself on the internet in full nakedness, and this was her answer. That's you on the operating table. Did you ever give consent to be videotaped like that?
No, ma'am.
Pretty simple answer. No, ma'am. Nothing more than that. Michael Lanos.
I'm a fan of people just answering questions directly. Y'all heard what she said? Did you give permission? And her answer was?
At table because.
No, I did not. No, I did not consent, and I'm horrified to see what I see on video. So it was a real back and forth. It's one where you remain focused as an interviewer. You try and hit her at every turn.
What's up, brother Teddy? How you doing, man?
And she tried to beat back at every turn. Ashley?
Well, let's let LaToya Redo do some of that beating back. She was on this program last night. She was a patient of Dr. Boutte.
By the way, this is the one that had the big old huge wide butt that was sitting there just completely exposed for the world to just laugh at while Dr. Boutte was literally making music videos with her, with this. Let's keep going. Crazy. What's up, Ty?
And I asked her the very question you and I are just talking about right now. Did she consent to being on that table? Because.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean to pause it. I love what Stanley said. He said, who the hell wants their sleeping butt filmed? Thank you. There's no way nobody's going to sit there. Why would anybody consent to that? There is no damn way anybody consented to that. But here we go. Keep watching.
She found herself on the internet in full nakedness, and this was her answer. That's you on the operating table. Did you ever give consent to be videotaped like that?
No, ma'am.
Pretty simple answer. No, ma'am. Nothing more than that. Michael Lanos, there was another case last week. After the coverage had begun, yet another woman went in for a lipo, breast augmentation, and Brazilian butt lift procedure and ended up being carted to the hospital in an ambulance. What happened?
That's it. And I believe it's a medical investigator investigated this, and it might have been the straw that broke the camel's back as far as Dr. Boutte having her medical license suspended. So it's May 30th, Ashley. You said it. Liposuction, breast augmentation, Brazilian butt lift. The next day, she goes for a post-operative visit about 2 in the afternoon. Does not see Dr. Boutte, sees somebody else. Then 7 hours later that night, she's having breathing issues. She has to be rushed to the ER where she has a collapsed lung. She's suffering from anemia due to blood loss, and she's still in the hospital. So that is the latest case. The other cases mentioned in that ruling, there's 7 in all, come from 2014, 15, and 16. That one is the most recent.
Y'all hear that? And let me ask you guys a real serious question, because Quicken Dude said it. He said all these old women getting surgery. I could be the dummy in the room. I could very well just be that dumb. We got more than 100 people watching. Please, somebody tell me, am I just dumb? But why is a woman age 54, almost 60 damn years old going in for butt lifts and breast lifts? And am I just dumb? I could be. I could very well be just dumb. It's like, why are you trying to look like sexy after 6? That ought to be a thing, sexy after 60. And then knowing, okay, this is the thing. I don't know if y'all know the mortality rate, a little bit off subject. The mortality rate of women giving birth to children in the United States is the highest in the world. What does that mean? That means women risk their lives in order to have children, and the rate of them dying is the most high in the United States of America. I don't know if you guys know that. That's a real statistic that you can look up. Women die all the time giving childbirth. Anytime you go under the knife, it's a dangerous thing. So why is it that these women are in their midlives, or maybe they're having some midlife crises? I don't know. But why are they going under the knife to get big titties, big ass, and get tummy tucks? I guess I can get it, because I ain't gonna lie. Like, sometimes you get a little too much down there, but they're not working out. They're not going to the gym. They're not changing their diet. They're not doing crunches. They're not doing any damn thing. They're just like, you know what? Just suck it out of me. Like, I don't get the mindset. But anyway, listen to this.
So I want to play this moment where you asked her about the effect of all of this, because the natural reaction might be that she's lost business with all of this publicity that is not positive. And she had the opposite response. Have a look.
So you're saying you gained patience?
Oh, yeah.
With the videos on YouTube, you gained more than you lost.
A plethora. And the responses on, the comments on my Instagram page, Windell Boutte, they were like, hey, Dr. Boutte, that was a dope video. That was boss. Can you do I want this song when you do my transformation, because I know your work is going to be amazing. Let's celebrate with my song.
And nobody ever said, I was going to go to you, but I saw the videos, and I was like,
Never,
no.
ever, ever.
So the Georgia Composite Medical Board had this to say about the summary suspension. The board finds that Dr. Boutte's continued practice of medicine poses a threat to the public health, safety, and welfare, and imperatively requires emergency action.
Well, I'll tell you like this, Giggity. They want instant gratification. I think what it is women are just vain as hell, and they only are doing this for other women. Believe it or not, the majority of women that go out and get their hair, nails, toes did, buy these expensive bags, these expensive heels, all this stuff that men don't care about, women are buying that for other women. Why? I've told you guys this before. Because if women didn't have all that shit, would men give a damn? Nope. Will we still sleep with them? Yep. We're going to sleep with them with stretch marks and big bellies and wide hips and whatever the hell you look like. As long as you smell good and your hygiene is good and all that good stuff, men is going to get it in. We don't care about that stuff. And what's so cold about it, I don't mind women with a little makeup, getting their hair done, all that stuff. Most men are cool with that, with their woman wanting to look good and feel beautiful. We get that. But at the risk of killing yourself, no and hell no. We don't want you to go through that type of risk. It ain't that serious. You're going to literally risk killing yourself. Not that serious.
Not just action, emergency action. O.J. Liburd, your mother is not able to walk on her own and will need care for the rest of her life. And the description that I have read is that she suffered brain damage after procedures at Dr. Boutte's clinic. Procedures that she wanted because she was getting married and just wanted a couple of little things to look her best for the marriage.
Little things, getting a Brazilian butt lift, getting breast injections, and liposuction is not a little thing. I just wanted to point that out, that this lady just said that. She said just to get a couple things, and she's just reporting what was there. That is not little. That is freaking major. I'm going to tell you guys something. I had surgery on my ear. Maybe 3 years ago, maybe close to about 4 years ago. Small incision, pretty serious surgery because it's pretty close to my brain. If that would have went wrong, I could have ended up permanently deaf, which I can barely hear out of my right ear. But it's something that could have caused me to be paralyzed because of how close it was to my brain. Any type of surgery, if you go under the knife, is a very serious thing. And my incision was only about that big. So imagine getting a butt lift. Boom. Huge cuts. Huge cuts. Liposuction. Huge pokes and huge cuts. Breast augmentation. Huge pokes. Huge incisions. You're pumping your chest up with some crap. With some foreign stuff. That's not little. Just want to throw that out there.
You've been able to see some of the comments that Dr. Boutte has made to Mike Galanos. What's your reaction?
Well, the comments that she made, I'm kind of like just shocked because of the arrogance of how she could just be able to say that she's doing a good job and she's just just having a really good time just doing it. And obviously the results are, you know, people going into emergency rooms and just like you said, a collapsed lung.
So, OJ, one of the things that my colleague Mike Galanos did while he was sitting across from Dr. Boutte is ask whether she has ever apologized to you and to your family. And I find the answer that she gives remarkable and intriguing, and I'm going to get your reaction to it right after we play it. Have a look at this.
He says you never apologized, did you?
Mike.
I want you guys, did y'all catch that long pause, that long silence? Watch this. Tell me this is not creepy.
He says you never apologized, did you?
Mike. As I stated, for 18 years in practice, nothing catastrophic, major, no lawsuits, no claims. When any one of my patients suffer any side effect, complication, because we're talking surgery, anything goes wrong, I take it to heart. I don't sleep at night. So you asked me, did I apologize? Think about what I just said.
Okay, survey. Survey says, did you guys hear an apology? I'm going to rewind it so you can hear it. Yes or no, did you hear the apology? Yes, I heard it. No, I didn't hear it. Type in the chat either yes, I heard it, or no, I didn't hear an apology. I agree, Lowell. She said the BT will never admit that she made a mistake. I 100% agree, but I also think that this also has something to do with the coaching from her lawyer. I want y'all to listen to that again. Did y'all hear an apology? Because I don't think I heard one.
And to your family. And I find the answer that she gives remarkable and intriguing, and I'm going to get your reaction to it right after we play it. Have a look at this.
Either she apologized, no, or yes. I want to see if anybody believes that she apologized. Damn, the chat did lit up. Everybody said no. I'm going to give everybody a chance to say. On the people that are watching the replay, look at the chat down here. Damn near a consensus said no. Listen to this again. And even leave it in the comments section. Do y'all think she apologized? Listen to this.
He says you never apologized, did you?
Mike, as I stated, for 18 years in practice, nothing catastrophic, major, no lawsuits, no claims. When any one of my patients suffer any side effect, complication, because we're talking surgery, anything goes wrong, I take it to heart. I don't sleep at night. So you asked me, did I apologize? Think about what I just said.
Come on, guys. Excuse my language, but is that not some cold shit? Is that not some cold shit? She said, just think about my answer. What's wrong with just... Okay, for legal purposes, I get why she don't want to apologize, because she don't want to admit that she did something wrong. Because she noticed she did something wrong when somebody has permanent brain damage. And you just hear how effed up that story was, that they took 30 to 45 minutes sewing this woman up because she's already going through cardiac arrest, probably shaking and you know, just having seizures, had to sew her up. And people had to pick her up, no pain meds, no anesthesia, no nothing, and carry her down the steps to the ambulance because they couldn't get the stretcher inside of the elevator. And it took them so long to get her some help that she is messed up. So her son that has the yellow shirt on, you know, the dude that, yeah, you know, with the flick of the wrist, right? With the yellow shirt, he now has to care for his mother. And matter of fact, I think that dude left her. Honestly, the one that she was going to get married to, I think he left her. And I think you guys heard me say that before, that I don't blame him. At the time, Jay McLovin actually got mad at me for saying that, but she was just like, so you would leave me? I'm like, that's not what I'm saying. You're missing the point. What I'm saying is when men don't give a crap about your cosmetics and they say, baby, I love you the way, I'm gonna look in the camera and tell you guys this, everybody. When I look at my woman and I tell you, baby, I love you just the way that you are. You don't have to change a thing. I'm going to love you the way that you are. And you turn around and you say to me, yeah, but, that infamous but, yeah, but, that, no pun intended, but I want to look better. I want to do something for me. Is a very, very selfish thing to do, number one. But when she says, I want to do something for me so I can feel better, so I can look better. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to raise my hands. Fine, go do it. And now you have messed yourself up to a point where you could have had a normal life, a normal job, a normal living to be able to provide for your home, provide for your family, provide for your husband. And now everybody has to care for you. I think that they said that woman's care plan was going to cost like some millions of dollars, like to care for her for the rest of her life. It was expensive. So number one, caring for her comes with a very expensive bill, number one. Number two, she's never going to look the same. She's never going to act the same. And she can't even respond to you because she has brain damage. If a man loves a woman that much, maybe he'll stay around. That's fine for people that want to say that. But all I'm saying, ladies, understand me, before you take your money and you go out there and you go put this surgery on yourself, understand this. If a person says, I don't agree with it, but you do it if it makes you happy and you F yourself up, if you mess yourself up behind it, then you have to deal with the consequences that now that person that you've turned your back on what the person innately feels about you, you've turned your back on it. So don't be surprised if that man turns around and turns his back on you. That's all I'm saying. That's fair.
Well, what she just said is not true. There's been at least 4 malpractice settlements in the last few years. OJ, react to that.
She did not apologize to me at all. Matter of fact, you know, she kept on telling me that at the emergency room that my mother was going to be fine, and her son, for some reason, was wearing scrubs and was telling me that my mom was going to be fine, as if he was doing the procedure himself. So it's just kind of shocking to know that she's saying this as if, like, she's really sincere.
Yeah, this is, by the way, just since October of last year.
Maijin, I actually like what you said. I do. I like what you said. Y'all read what Maijin Goat said. I kind of agree.
Here, these 4 suits that we were able to actually get from the Georgia Composite Medical Board. I want to play, if I can, one of these moments, Mike Galanos, from your interview with Dr. Boutte, because a very striking video that I mean, they're all striking. To see a naked person who's seemingly heavily sedated shown in this manner is disturbing to me anyway. But this was very disturbing, to see the surgeon and the assistants dancing around with massive pieces of flesh that had been excised off the patient. I was fascinated to hear you question her about that and what her response was. Let's have a look.
There's a couple women who say they did not give consent, that they put an NA, not applicable, or did not consent, but yet they saw themselves, and they're not happy. One where it looks like one of your assistants is holding up a piece of flesh. Mm-hmm. You see that? Mm-hmm. Did you see it at the time, and what's your reaction to it now as you see it unfold?
This was actually a patient that said, Dr. Boutte, once you know, you remove this excess piece of skin, this lap baby, you know, I want to celebrate that. So I said, you know what? She said, just come up with a way to celebrate. So that was just our way of saying, you are free, you know, of this 3.5 feet of skin, foot wide that you have been carrying, camouflaging, and quite frankly, drowned you of your confidence, drained you of your confidence, and it's gone. Hallelujah.
So the idea here is hallelujah, Mike. She's saying that the patients celebrated this, wanted it to be videotaped, consented to it, set it all up, and let it happen, correct?
That's what Dr. Boutte is trying to claim. But seriously, guys, come on. Like, who's going to sit there and agree to have their pre-surgery butt hanging out, you know, being cut open, being filmed for the whole, like, this isn't some surgery TV show. Like, I'm sorry. I think that's BS, period. That's total BS. That's total BS. I don't think nobody's going to sit there and agree to that.
That's her take. That's what she says. And you know, as I listened to that again earlier when I asked her about that, she said it was during the recovery period when these videos would take place. Now we're seeing that's clearly not in the recovery period. That is a cut, and that, I believe, is mid-procedure.
There's a lot of stuff that's mid-procedure.
Right.
You're darn right about that.
Exactly.
So real quickly, Susan Witt, you have said to us that since this coverage began last week, you have had dozens upon dozens of phone calls, people coming out of the woodwork saying, this happened to me, I'm unsatisfied, I'm happy, I feel as though I have had damage, but also I did not consent to being on YouTube or on the internet.
Pre-butt surgery hanging out. There is no freaking way nobody consented to that. No freaking way. You want me to tell you why? Let's just play the logic game. We got about 110 people watching. We had about 115, which is pretty good at 2 a.m. Hit that thumbs up for me, please. Hit that thumbs up for me. Let me point something out to you guys. Ready for the logic bomb? Is everybody ready for the logic bomb? Dropping in 5 seconds. Logic bomb, here we come. Why would she want to show the entire world her naked behind that she already wasn't happy with, that she went in to go have surgery, that she wanted to change so she could feel good about herself? So if she didn't like it so much so that she had to go through something that has now literally taken her life, then why would she want to show what it looks like beforehand? Oh. Woo! That's how y'all know, man. You know, y'all wonder why I get along so much with my brother Tommy Sotomayor and people in Soto Nation? Because like minds think alike. Great minds think alike. Logic minds commune together. That's why. For some of the people, if that went over your heads, if that went over your head, I'm going to slow it down for you. If she didn't think she was sexy enough beforehand, that she got to go to Dr. Boutte and get some discounted surgery to make herself look good, most women won't show you what they look like naked if they're embarrassed. Am I right or am I wrong? They'll try to cover, like, don't look at my stomach. Don't play with my stomach. You know, no, don't look and this and that. Like, why are you staring? Because dudes is freaks. We like to look. We like to just look at naked women's bodies. Like when you're in a relationship or dealing with a woman in a sexual nature, I'm visual. I like to look. I like to touch. I like to play. That's in our nature, right? And women get embarrassed about things that they are self-conscious about. So if she's that goddamn self-conscious that she has to go get it cut off and pumped up and sliced down and liposuctioned out, then why would she want to show the whole goddamn world what she looks like beforehand? Why would she consent to that? Uh-oh.
How many people said that they found themselves on the internet and never consented to it?
We've had at least somewhere between 4 and 8 patients who either saw themselves in the videos or saw their images posted on her social media without their consent. A couple of clients have said they had sent her cease and desist letters asking to have their images taken down, and she still has not taken them down.
That was an epic logic bomb. I want somebody to donate to the show before we get up out of here. We haven't got one yet, but I think that was pretty damn epic. I think that's worth a donation. If y'all want to hit that link, y'all make sure and hit the link. Here's the link. Show your boy a little love tonight. I think that was well worth it. That was a hell of a logic bomb. I think even Tommy would have been proud of that one.
So there are lots of things that we can see that seem obvious to us, the lay person, but the person directly below me is Dr. John Turk, who knows a thing or two about an operating room. And Dr. Turk, when we come back after the break, I want you to point out all the things that the lay person might not know is going wrong in the OR during the singing and the dancing. And as it turns out, there are many things going wrong right here.
All right, yes, and I agree with Mr. Breadman said the people behind the camera are just as responsible. They trying to collect a check. So if you're getting a check off of some foolery, then yes, you are that responsible. Here we go. Here's part 2. Then we're gonna get up out of here. Y'all hit that thumbs up for your boy. How many thumbs up compared to how many people watching? How many thumbs up do we have? As we did not get a donation this show, which is okay. 182 thumbs up. Okay, fine. I like 182 thumbs up if that's how many we have. Unless you're not talking to me. I don't know if that's 182 thumbs up. But let me know how many thumbs up we have, if y'all would. Here's part 2.
We are still talking about Dr. Windell Boutte, the Atlanta area surgeon who documented, if that's what you want to call this, her procedures. And
keep in mind, guys, this woman is married and acting a damn fool in surgery, even though she ain't supposed to be performing surgery. It's just a cosmetic procedure, right? She's like damn near 50 years old. And she's sitting here like she must have had a kid earlier. Her mentality must be stunted by, you know, whenever you have a kid early, it stunts your mental growth. I'm thinking it might be something like that. Because she's sitting here literally acting like she's like 18, 19 years old and should not be.
some patients' body parts, too, in a series of homemade music videos from the OR. But Dr. Boutte just lost her medical license, at least temporarily. All of this as she opens up exclusively to HLN and Michael Lanos about her videos.
And I want you guys to think about this. Let me know what y'all think. If the roles were switched, if this was her husband doing this, what do you think? What do you think would happen to her husband? Would he just get a slap on the wrist, get a little suspension, get a chance to fight all of these lawsuits, get a chance to continue to keep cutting and mutilating people? If this were a man, what do y'all think? Thank you. That's exactly what I said earlier, Loa, and Loa hit it on the head. Dermatologists are allowed to perform simple procedures like Botox and fillers. Exactly. Even I knew that. And I know nothing about this medical field like that. So she's going above and beyond what she can actually do. Majan said, do you think she's gaining something or avoiding admission of guilt by not apologizing? Absolutely. I'll tell you like this. Because the more she denies and the more that they continue to keep letting her operate, that's going to give her what they call plausible deniability, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's the word. Because she can always go back and say, well, I still have my license. Clearly, I have my license. I've been to court. You know, nothing has happened. They haven't found me guilty on anything. I'm not in jail. So number one, that would give people the confidence to continue keep coming back. And then number two, now that she's got all this press behind it, women are desperate and people prey on women's desperation. Am I right or am I wrong? When women are desperate, this is why pimps are winning. Believe it or not, because women's mentalities are weak. This is why pimps win. People wonder why a woman can go out and go have sex and do all of these nasty things with all these random dudes and then turn around and give up all her hard work and money that she's earned to another dude, because they are mentally weak. That's why we should not allow people to take advantage of people's weaknesses. But guess what? That sword should cut both ways, not just towards women. I thought I'd throw that out there because guys are weak for certain things too, and I don't think that guys should be held accountable for their weakness. They should be defended too. Just thought I'd throw that out there. But in this situation, these women are emotionally weak. And they're being taken advantage of. So yes, she is going to capitalize from this because of all the press that she's getting, and people are going to continue to come in and try to get these discounted surgeries. Let's keep going.
And her...
Matter of fact, we did get 2 PayPal donations. So let me read the messages from them, which is pretty cool. Like I said, as long as we get something. Said, great show. Keep it going, DJ Just J. Unique Laura in the chat. What's going on? Thank you so much. Also got another one from Best of Luck Rosa. Thank you so much in the chat. Much love. Appreciate that. I didn't want it to just be 0. I'm just saying. So thank you guys so much. Actually, I think those are both ladies, actually. My brother Skohar. And he said, happy Father's Day. Shout out to my brother Skohar in the chat, man. Good looking out, bro. Thank you so much. So we got the brothers pitching in too, man. Thank you so much.
Malpractice lawsuits as well. My panel is back with me, and Dr. Turk, there is one particular video that I'd like you to see, but at the same time, I'd like you to see the answers that she gives Mike, especially when Mike puts it to her. I mean, come on, isn't there anything that you can see wrong with what's going on here? Have a look.
As this has been a rough period, let's say, with some allegations coming your way and complaints, as I've mentioned, have you done the soul searching and thought to yourself, did I do something wrong? And what have you come up with?
Yes, I've done the soul searching. And no, I've done nothing wrong.
And you are confident that you never look back and go, you know what, I got a little carried away with the singing and dancing, and maybe I wasn't as focused as I needed to be on the procedure.
Well, the procedures, 99% were done. They were already done.
But even in that 1%, you're
even
confident?
In that 1%, no, because it's 30 to 60 seconds. 30 to 60 seconds in the realm of what takes 3 to 4 hours of a surgery. 30 to 60 seconds, think of that. And you have other people monitoring. They're on a continuous monitor, monitoring CO2, oxygen, heart rate, blood pressure, oxygen saturation, all of that good stuff. That's taken care of. I got that. That body on the table is my #1 concern. So
if you're taking 30 to 45 seconds away and taking your attention towards something else, then how is that person that's on the table your #1 concern? I'm sorry, I did not mean to cut right in there to say that, no pun intended, but here we go.
Heart rate, blood pressure, oxygen saturation, all of that good stuff. That's taken care of. I got that. That body on the table is my #1 concern. So if it takes me 30 seconds to pre-design, pre-stage, pre-plan, I know exactly when to do it. Hit it, done. Let's go.
Okay. Dr. Turk, she says it's only 30 to 60 seconds. I think the cut it video, at least what we're going to show is about 57 seconds, so clearly it's at the top end of that. Is there anything wrong with that? Say, taking a minute out while someone's under anesthesia to do something not surgery related?
Yeah, I would say exactly, not surgery related. There are times when things are delayed for good reason in the operating room, but to put on a show or to dance, I don't know any operating room in the world where that would be considered good medical practice or accepted behavior. And the idea is to get people off the table and off anesthesia as quickly and safely as possible.
And not to prolong it, especially with something sort of
trivial and yeah, and unnecessary. I mean, we all do.
Hit it, done. Come on, man. She is ruining these women's lives. Hit it, done. What? This woman got permanent brain damage.
Have our, surgeons do listen to music sometimes in the operating room. We have our routines, but this goes, well beyond,
so
acceptable behavior.
She mentioned to Mike in that last little bit that it's just 30 to 60 seconds or so, and usually it's been 99% done. These procedures are all 99% of them are done. It's at the end when they're
To answer Michael's question, he said, why just suspend it? They should have fired her and taken her license away. I'll tell you exactly why. For legal purposes, especially when it comes to medical malpractice, they have to absolutely make sure that when they go for a doctor for mispractice and stuff like that, then they have to make sure and just go through the procedures and take steps to get there. So I would imagine that it's going to take a little while for them to build up all of the evidence. And once they get all of the evidence, honestly, I personally think they need to cut her off because she's going to end up killing somebody. She almost pretty much did. She ruined one person's life. That woman's life is practically done. They're going to have to care for her for the rest of her life. She can't do nothing else on her own. So that's one life she's already completely destroyed. And others that she has harmed severely. Me personally, yeah, I think they need to pull the plug on this woman. She's not doing simple medical procedures like my sister Lois said earlier. Absolutely insane. So I'm sure they're just going through the legal procedures, Michael. That's really all I can say, man. I don't know. I don't know.
Shoot him up and all the rest. And yet, she herself refutes it on her own videos. I think the video of called Windell Boutte. If we could play the Windell Boutte, she explains what she's doing on that one. Let's play it.
All right, we're halfway through with our Boutte Windell Boutte workshop day. And here you can see this side is not done yet. It's still flaccid. Muscles are not quite toned. Okay, so you know it's almost Christmas. And
okay, Dr. Turk. Dr. Turk, she says we're about halfway done, and this side's done.
I'm going to rewind that for you guys if y'all didn't hear it, because we're watching this live. You can't rewind it, but I can. Listen to how hard this person is breathing, dude. Listen to this.
If we could play the Windell Boutte, she explains what she's doing on that one. Let's play it.
Listen to the breathing, guys.
All right, we're halfway through with our Boutte Windell Boutte workshop day. And here you can see this side is not done yet. It's still flaccid. Muscles are not quite toned. Okay, so you know it's almost Christmas. And
okay, Dr. Turk. Dr. Turk, she says we're about halfway done, and this side's done, and this side's not done. And I hear very heavy breathing. She has also said that many of these patients were awake, and so awake, in fact, that she had to tell them to be still. Have a listen to her explain the patients on the table and how awake they are, given the fact we just heard all that heavy sedated breathing. Take a look.
These videos are consented, and it is pre-discussed with the patients at what safe interval that a 30 to 60-second video can be shot. Mostly, I would say 98% of them are in the post-operative period, in the recovery period. During the 30 to 60 seconds, the patient loves that song. That's why she chose it. And I'm telling them, look, you got to be still. I'm going to shoot your 30 seconds, you know, because they're aware of what's going on here. And so I'm like, you got to stay still so I can shoot this. I've had patients to dance on the table with the song because that's their song.
Get the fuck out of here. What? Do y'all hear this? Satchcat 7 Network says, I'm a nurse working OR. No respectable hospital would let her continue. They would fire every one of the nurses and techs involved and ban that doctor. Satchcat 7 Network, thank you. Ridiculous. What? This is... Teddy on fire. Exactly. I'm trying so hard not to get flagged. How are you in surgery and you love this song so much? You are dancing on the table? Are you kidding me? What? Who literally has their guts split open and are gonna...
And it is pre-discussed with the patients at what safe interval that a 30 to 60 second video can be shot. Mostly, I would say 98% of them are in the post-operative period, in the recovery period. During the 30 to 60 seconds, the patient loves that song. That's why she chose it. And I'm telling them, look, you got to be still. I'm going to shoot your 30 seconds, you know, because they're aware of what's going on here. And so I'm like, you got to stay still so I can shoot this. I've had patients to dance on the table with the song because that's their song and they want to celebrate that. And I would just say, no, you have to stay still. So it's under safe, controlled circumstances, consented circumstances. No harm was done. No issues with.
So going to the hospital, being calling 911, having to sew this person up that's still split open and carry them down flights of stairs and rush them to the hospital to save their life is no, like, there's nothing wrong. There's no risk. There's been no damage. What?
That's why she chose it. And I'm telling them, look, you got to be still. I'm going to shoot your 30 seconds, you know, because they're aware of what's going on here. And so I'm like, you got to stay still so I can shoot this.
Let me ask you guys something. If you are under any level of anesthesia, if there were anybody except a woman, let alone a black woman, who would be able to get away with that excuse? Oh, they knew what was going on. They consented to it. If you are under sedation, are you kidding me? They don't even allow men and women to have sex if they are both intoxicated. If the woman says, woke up the next day and be like, oh, I didn't consent to this, even though at the time they both did. She can come back at any point. Do y'all not see a problem with this? Think about this. You could have had drinks with a woman. Y'all both could have got drunk. Y'all both could have thought each other was sexy, went back to the room, did the sexy thing, and this woman can come back 16 fucking years later and say, oh my God, he raped me. I didn't consent to this. Even if you both were drunk and there is no time limit on it. What? I'm talking about these famous people, by the way. So let's transfer that thought into this story and tell me how somebody can be under sedation and consent to any fucking thing. Please, someone, please tell me, where is the logic in this?
I've had patients to dance on the table with the song because that's their song and they want to celebrate that. And I would just say, no, you have to stay still. So it's under safe, controlled circumstances, consented circumstances. No harm was done.
No harm was done, but they had to carry this woman down the stairs, calling 911. She is having a goddamn seizure and cardiac arrest. No. Okay, fine.
No issues with infections.
Okay, so much to sort through here, Doctor. Number one, she says that they're awake to the point where she has to tell them to be still. That sure didn't sound like it with that patient breathing heavily. She said it's the end of the procedure when I'm doing this. She explains it herself. She's mid-procedure. We saw her cutting into a patient during the Cut It video. We can just play some video and sound of that while you and I are talking to prove the point that it is absolutely not mid-procedure. It's at the beginning of the procedure.
Actually, Sasquatch, she actually already not only had a lot of lawsuits against her, she settled 4 of them. I think either 4 or 5 of them so far, including the boy with the yellow shirt that got the hand that's a little bit limp. That lawsuit, just settled that one recently, and I think she still has like 4 or 5 or more pending. Still pending.
When she cut it right into the patient. But there's also the notion of the sterile environment. Where are the infractions here that you see in a sterile environment like an OR?
So if you just see the video that's on now, there are people with sterile gloves on touching their face, touching parts of their body and clothes that are not sterile. There's one of the videos where she actually goes to adjust her mask, which is not a
She was just touching her face, like she just had her gloved hand on her face.
Yeah, which is absolutely a violation of sterile technique. And in these types of procedures especially, you know, these are strict sterile cases. And, you know, when people are singing and dancing and moving their hands in areas that may not be sterile below the operating room table.
So you're saying that the hands have to stay above the operating room table, but many of these videos show the hands not only down below, but also on the buttocks.
Yeah.
Like they're putting their hands gloved on their, what look like the street clothes in the back of the open gown.
Yeah, and much worse, you know, grabbing, you know, things in the operating room that are not sterile themselves. Immediately precludes it from being a safe, clean, sterile case.
Can I just ask you a simple question? These women are coming in because they don't like something on them and they want things changed. Is that the kind of woman who would say, show me naked, take videos of my naked body and put it on the internet? Because, by the way, we digitized it.
Think about that. If a man did that exact thing, we got 130 people watching. That's, damn, 131. Y'all hit that thumbs up for me, please, when y'all are in here. We're almost done. Hit the thumbs up for me. 133. Hit that thumbs up. Thank you guys so much. Hit that thumbs up. We got a little bit more left.
Yeah, I think that would be a no. You know, most people coming in are interested in having quality work done in a safe, private, very professional environment, and this is anything but. You know, people. You know, do have sometimes requests of music they might like to listen to, but they certainly don't expect to be end up on social media with their
guys. What you're seeing blurred out right there is oh my Jesus, man, that's the piece of skin that was cut off. Loa, please tell them that this is more than what a dermatologist can actually do. That is a whole piece of skin she's flapping around and playing it with. Dermatologists are not licensed to do that. That is surgery. That's real surgery.
Professional environment, and this is anything but. You know, people, you know, do have sometimes requests of music they might like to listen to, but they certainly don't expect to be.
Honestly, Predator King, I don't think that his license would have been gone. I think that he would have been in jail before they even took his license. Honestly, if it were a man doing this exact same thing that Dr. Boutte is doing, Botox, Boutte, that's how you get her name. If it were a man doing this, he'd be under the jail before they even take his license.
End up on social media.
Yes, Teddy, that is right there on the right-hand side of the screen. That is a piece of client skin that she's playing with. Dermatologists can only treat cases, not perform huge procedures with anesthesia, which is what the hell they're doing. Thank you, Loa, for clarifying. I'm telling you guys, this is absolutely insane.
Yeah, with their bodies shown and, you know, really exposed and taken advantage of.
I agree, Linda. Linda says she should be charged with impersonating a doctor. I 100% agree.
Case of this video. I have to leave it there, but my thanks to all of you. Mike Galanos, your great interview. So appreciate it. Susan Witt, stay on top of this for us. Let us know what happens. OJ Liebert, our best to your mom. Dr. John Turk, thank you so much for your expertise. And William Bruzzo, I'm going to ask you to stay put. I need you in the next couple of segments because we've got more details tonight.
Man.
We are still talking about Dr. Windell Boutte,
That is absolutely freaking insane, man. Absolutely insane. Just no level of accountability. And remember what I told you guys, what I've told you guys in every single show. The problem in the black community, which is why I primarily focus on our community, because it affects me, it affects my children, it affects my parents, it affects us when we deal with us and when we deal with the rest of the world. So the best thing for us to do is for us to call each other out, for us to fix us so the rest of the world doesn't have to fix us, because then they're going to be viewed as racist. You get my point? I'll say that again. I'll say it slower. It is best for the black community, when people ask me why do I do what I do, it's best for us to fix our own problems and issues and for us to call ourselves out, because when the rest of the world does it, then we try to pull the racist card. They're being racist, they're being racist. So if we would just do it ourselves, then we ain't gotta worry about the rest of the world doing it. All right? Hope y'all get where I'm coming from. Again, man, shout out to everybody that came through tonight. For us to have 134 people at 2 a.m. in the morning is dope. I don't know how we tend to just continue to get that much support from you guys. All I can do is continue to tell everybody in the chat, thank you guys so much for the support. And, you know, we hope to continue to get your support, man, and earn your support. I want to earn your subscriptions. I think by next month, I have a very, very special announcement to make for you guys. I don't want to give it away just yet, but it definitely has to do with our this particular platform, the So Do You Dig. It is growing. Believe it or not, guys, it is growing. If I can get us on a consistent schedule, I think that the views will reflect that, because right now, I'm kind of stuck with having to do videos at certain times, just whenever I get time. But I'm going to definitely clear up my schedule to try to get you guys some more videos, okay? Hey, shout out to Norman, Oklahoma in the building. Salute, salute, salute. I was just out there at OU campus about 2 weekends ago, man. Shout out to the O in the building. And I had the DJ out there on campus, man. So that's pretty dope. Appreciate your Red Cup lifestyle. So, this is the thing, man. Again, guys, we're going to continue to call out these stories. This is the second time that I've had to do a story on Dr. Boutte, and hopefully we can get some resolution. Hopefully the next time I do an update on her, hopefully she'll be in jail with no license and no chance of redemption. All right? She'll be fine. Her husband won't be in jail, so she'll be fine. This is your boy DJ Just Jay signing off. I'm going to give a couple of shout outs real quick, so we're going to end the show right there. But I want to give a couple of shout outs to the people that donated on this particular show.
30 hertz straight up.
So I want to say what's up to my guy, Teddy on Fire, who's in the chat. Thank you very much. And he said, just want to show you my support. Be sliding you cool dollar. I'm absolutely disgusted. That woman has no remorse and is intentionally ignorant at the health and safety standards that should come with operating on a patient. I 100% agree. Thank you very much. My brother Skohar said, Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. To Rosa, also said, best of luck. Thank you very much. Last but not least, this goes to Unique Laura in the chat. So thank you guys so much. This is your boy DJ Just Jay. Another great show, guys. I got a lot more content coming. Please make sure that you tell your friends to subscribe. We got more coming. Believe me when I tell you. Thank you guys so much, man. Hope to continue to get you guys support. We'll see you on the next show. All right.